Hey, this is Amy. Next video in my 50-part video series on manifesting. This is my manifesting school. I'm Amy of intuitivecoachingwithamy.com, and I'm an intuitive coach, and I help people accomplish their goals every single day. So check me out there. So let's talk about the past. The past will fuck you over. It just will. It will, if you don't let go of it. And so, say you've set out to do something great and you've opened some doors for yourself and you're going for it, whatever it is, but you're still holding on to some of the past. Oh, when it didn't work out for you, or maybe you were in a job and, it was awful. Right? You didn't like the work, your boss was a micromanager, whatever it was. And so now you've got this new gig and you're really looking to manifest whatever it is. And maybe it's career advancement or more money. If you don't let go of the past, it will show up and derail your efforts. Now, I want to talk about letting go really consciously. Because I think sometimes people think, oh, just let it go. No, you got to feel your fucking feelings, because if you don't, you can't let it go. And I think sometimes people think letting it go is ignoring that really sucked and that really hurt and it was painful. And so I'm moving on. No, you can't move on until you feel all your feelings, until you acknowledge all that occurred within you in that situation, and then you can move on. So there are lots of approaches to releasing the past. I do think there is some healing of limiting beliefs. I think you also need to look at childhood stories. What were you told as a child? And uncovering those beliefs and replacing those. But I also think it is sitting down and retelling the story to yourself, however way you want to tell it, with the anger, with the joy, with the rage, because I do believe there's a duality of things. And yes, maybe something was a difficult situation, but there was some pleasure in it, some joy. Figure out what that is. So write yourself, your higher self, a letter and go through that past experience. So let's go back to the job. So you've had that shitty job. I would say write out everything that made that job shitty. And then write out everything you appreciate about the job. Maybe it was a good paycheck and you were happy to have that. Write out all of that. And then you can burn it and say a prayer. I release this now for my highest and greatest good. Or you can, if you can, write it on toilet paper or even paper towel, and write out as much of it as you can. I know it's harder to write on paper towel. And then rip it up so you can flush it easily down the toilet, because submerging in water also clears the energy. And say the same prayer. I release this for my highest and greatest good and for the highest and greatest good of all those involved. And you can add whatever religious way you pray around that. And just be clear that you're letting it go and you're letting spirit step in and helping you clear that energy. But never. I was having a conversation with someone recently and they were saying to me, well, you just have to let it go. No. Feel your feelings. Write it out. And maybe you need to write to a specific person. I realized recently I needed to dig in and write to a specific person, express all of my feelings. And you do this energetically, and you can write to their higher selves. And then you delete it when you're done. I release this now for my highest and greatest good. I typed it out and I had written 1,000 words, and I thought, okay, I've that's all I can say on this situation. I've expressed all sides of myself on this. I'm going to let it go. And I realized I had 300 more words that I had to get out, and just keep doing it and keep doing it. The letting go process takes a little time. You might need some psychological support depending on what the experience is, and be willing to get that, yeah. Invest in the process of letting go, but letting go just doesn't happen. And more often than not, if you don't consciously do the work to let go of the past, it will repeat itself. And not because you're trying to repeat it, it's just subconsciously embedded within you. And so that's the pattern you'll naturally follow. It's happens over and over and over again. So if you're seeing that, you're seeing a pattern repeating itself, take the time to do the work to really let it go and get clear on what occurred there. And you'll feel when you're done. There's not, with releasing work, particularly releasing the past, there's not some formula. There's a process, but there's not like, okay, when you get here, it's gone. No, you'll know within you when it's done, and take as long as you need in that process. But do the work. Like, don't just stall out and be like, oh, yeah, I think I kind of let it go. No, actively do the work because it'll just linger. So why stay stuck in the past and embrace your new dawn by doing the work to release it and get whatever resource and support that you need. It's a part of what I do a lot with clients, is releasing the past. And I'll share this story with you. I had a gentleman call into, when I used to take calls, live calls on the radio. I had a gentleman call in, and he was pursuing new work, and he had a rough previous job. And so I suggested this ritual of writing the letter and burning it. In that situation, I think it was write the company, write the energy of the company, and then burn it, release it, say the prayer, and let it go. And he called in sometime later and said, I did exactly what you said. It sounded woo woo, but I did it, and I manifested a wonderful new job. So it does work, and it may be just a letter that's needed, or you may need a round of therapy. Whatever it is, be willing to do the work, because you will clear that energy a lot faster than you ever imagined. So until the next video, take care of yourself.